Hello, everybody, and welcome to this month's Saturday Storytime and Craft. My name is Mr. Kelvin, and welcome back. So usually I have like a little introduction about the lessons we might learn, or a little story about the book before we actually get into it. Not this time. This book is just wild. So this one is by Jon Klassen. Now, if you don't know Jon Klassen has taken the opportunity to write picture books and illustrate them, and he writes it and illustrates it for not only the little ones but also for the adults as well. Because we know for a fact, she's like, John, are you okay? Kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So this one is called The Rock from the Sky. Yes. I wish I had a preface for this book. I wish I had like a precursor, but no, this book is just silly, and I really wanted to share it with you all this month. So, The Rock from the Sky. Now, what do we see on the cover though first, right? We have a little mole, I assume, right? And then we have a turtle, and they both have little hats on, and they have a flower right here. So, let's find out about this rock from the sky. I'm gonna read the inner part of the book to you. The inner part of the book says, there is a spot. It is a good spot. It is the perfect spot to stand. There is no reason to ever leave. But somewhere above, there is also a rock from the sky. That is the premise. That is the intro of the book. This is the first page of the book. It's a big rock. And there's chapters. Chapter 1, The Rock. We have our little flower over here. Hey, little flower. All right, here's our little turtle. I like standing in this spot. It is my favorite spot to stand. I don't ever want to stand anywhere else. He doesn't want to stand anywhere else. It's a pretty good spot. There's a flower and everything. It's pretty nice. Oh, that's rock. Kind of looks like it's falling, you know? Hello. Hello. What are you doing? I'm standing in my favorite spot. Come, stand it. You should stand here with me. Okay. So now he's got a little friend, a little mole friend. Yeah. So, what do you think of the spot? Actually, I have a bad feeling about it. A bad feeling? Yeah. The mole has a bad feeling while the turtle still thinks it's a really good spot. I wonder why he might have a bad feeling about that spot. See, there's another spot over there. Do you see it? Yes, I see it. I will go stand at it to see if it feels better than this spot. You see that spot all the way over there? It's not as nice. There's no flower there, right? It's kind of empty. This one has the flower, though. The flower's really nice. Are we really going to move from this spot? Since he's far away. How does that spot feel? I can't hear you. You're too far away. I'm going to come back. Okay, so they're so far away from each other that they have to shout to talk with each other. So the mole is going to go back and see if he can talk to the turtle since they're too far away. In the meantime, the rock is falling. The question is, do you think the rock is going to fall on the spot? Which spot? We don't know. Will it even fall on the spot? We'll see. Okay, here we go. Does this spot still feel bad? Yes, it feels even worse than before. I'm going to go back to the other spot. Do you want to come with me? No, I'll stay here. This is my favorite spot. Are you sure? Yeah. That turtle is committed to staying to that spot, despite his mole friend asking him to move. Let's see what this looks like. So there they are, in their respective spots. You have our little turtle friend here, right? In his spot with the flower. Then on the opposite side here, we have our mole friend. And they're in their own spots. Oh, hello. I am standing in the spot by myself. Come, stand in it with me. Oh, a new friend. It's a snake. It's a snake friend. Sorry, this book is catching me off guard a little bit. My spot is better, says the turtle. Yes, indeed. You are too far away to hear. The turtle's now saying, I'm coming closer. We still cannot hear you. Now the turtle's all the way on their side. And the turtle says, I said my spot is better. Well, good thing the turtle moved from his spot, huh? Chapter 2, The Fall. Hello. Hello. What happened? Nothing. The turtle's upside down now. What happened? He said nothing. Well, I guess he's fine. Were you were you climbing on the rock? No. Did you fall off? No. Do you think the turtle was climbing the rock? I think we kind of saw him on that last chapter 2 page. I think he was on the rock. Do you need help? No, I do not need help. Okay. I never need help. Okay. Well, what are you doing? I came to take a nap. It's nice under here. You can take a nap too if you want. There's just enough room for two. No, I am not tired. Okay. I am never tired. Okay. Do you think the turtle ever gets tired? We'll see. And just like that, they both fell asleep. It does look like a pretty nice spot for a nap. Chapter 3, The Future. The future. That means it's much, like many days, possibly many years, but look how much grass and plants have grown. That must be at least years. But they're still there. What are you doing? I like to close my eyes and imagine into the future. Are you doing it right now? Yes, come. Close your eyes and do it with me. Oh, okay. They're visualizing the future. Sometimes, if you close your eyes, you can think about and imagine. So they're imagining what the future is going to look like. In the future, this spot will look different. New things will grow. Like, look. All these different plants. Yeah? Yeah. New plants and trees will come. A whole forest, maybe. It is nice here. Yes. Yes, it is. Beautiful illustration. Oh boy. Oh boy. Wait, what is that? Does something live here? Maybe, I don't know. What is that, everybody? That looks a little different than trees and plants. What is it? We are in the future. I don't know what it is. What is it doing? Shh. It will hear you. Ah! Shh. Oh no. Whatever it is most certainly setting a flower on fire with its eye. Okay, okay. I think it's going. What on earth was that thing? Okay, it's gone. I don't want to imagine into the future with you anymore. Here we go. Chapter 4, The Sunset. I like to sit and watch the sunset. My favorite part is at the very end. There is a good spot to watch it from. There is nothing in the way. Right, it is a pretty good spot to watch the sunset. Uh-oh, there's our turtle friend. Hello? Hello? What are you doing? We are watching the sunset. I did not hear you. I'm going to come closer. We haven't learned our lesson about coming closer to talk to people if you can't get, if you're not heard. So at least possibly we're learning. Okay, what are you doing? We are watching the sunset. I still cannot hear you. If you look very closely, the turtle is kind of blocking the sunset a little bit. I'm going to come closer again. Okay, so what are you doing? We're not doing it anymore. Because the sun is all the way down. Chapter 5, No More Room. Hmm. I see. I see how it is. Just enough room for you two, says the turtle to the mole and the snake sleeping. Well, maybe I'll go to the other spot by myself. Maybe I'll never come back. I said, maybe I will never come back. And the mole and the snake open their eyes from their sleep to look at the little turtle. I needed to remember. So I needed to know. I'm getting caught off guard. It's been a while since I've read this book. So the next page. Maybe I'm too far away for them to hear. Oh, oh man. We see it? Do we see it? It's from the future imagining. It's the eyeball. I will go back closer and tell them again. But the eyeball is following the turtle, and clearly the bull and the snake are like, oh no. Oh no, please stay away. I said maybe I will never come back. Oh no. We saw what that did in the future. Oh snap. Oh. That was a very fortunate rock. That is the end of our story, The Rock from the Sky. Now, one thing about Jon Klassen is that he likes something called minimalism. There's not a lot going on in the story, save for just a few plot points. But because there isn't a lot of stuff, Jon Klassen likes to take the opportunity to go off the rails without a better way of saying it. So there's plenty of Jon Klassen books. Some of his best ones are the shape books. So literally he has books titled Triangle, Square, Circle. They're tremendous. There's also I Lost My Hat. Um, Genuinely speaking, look at Jon Klassen. He's got some really nice books. This is one of his more recent ones. And I really hope you enjoyed. If you didn't, I get it. But I really had to share it with you all. It was such a good opportunity. It's hard to do these during like traditional story time. So I hope you enjoyed, got a little kick out of it. All right. So now we're going to move on to our craft portion. Now I say craft with the quotes because we're going to be doing some painting this time, and we are going to paint our turtle and our mole friend. And if you want, you can also paint the eyeball or the rock. If you want to paint the snake too, it's fine. But I'm going to lead you in painting the mole and the turtle. And then if there's room, you can feel free to paint some additional things. And maybe I'll even show you how to do it. So let's move on to that portion. And thank you again for listening to the story. Appreciate you. See you soon. All right. Alrighty. So in your kit, you should have your half sheet of paper, and you should have your watercolor kit, right? Yes, indeed. And so what we're going to focus on primarily is doing the turtle and the mole. Yes. So Jon Klassen's art style is very big on the eyeballs. But if you can see very closely in the cover of the book, right? Let me hold it up for you. You see the eyeballs, they're kind of like um inside the body, like a little bit like that. So it kind of like if you don't have white paint right over there, you can't necessarily do it with a lot of ease. So what we can do is we can do the outline of the eyeballs first and then drew everything around it. So if we start with the turtle first, so go ahead and get one of your greens, right? So I'm gonna go with this green over here. Okay, you don't have to follow you can even make your turtle purple if you want to. But for making the turtle itself, we're gonna find a spot and we are going to start with doing some small ovals like so. So the first oval, and then we'll do the second oval right next to it. Doesn't not too close, right about here should be fine, right? There we go. And if you need to get more paint to do the oval, that's totally fine. But having it light is totally okay. I'll tell you why. Because what we're going to do, now that we've got the ovals, we're going to make the turtle. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the head, right? Or oblong oval here. Kind of see he's got a little long neck. And we're going to make a semicircle, like so. I know mine's a little close to the edge of the paper. For the shell, let me get a little bit more water here, actually. There we go. There we go. Draw a line to connect the shell to the head there. Good. Then for the feet, go 4 legs is what we're looking for. So 1. Making sure that there's room for all 4, so don't draw too big. 3. And 4. And if we look at the book, right, we kind of see that it has 4 different kind of like shadings and stuff. So what we'll do is we'll go back and forth between the different greens. So I'll choose one of the greens to fill in the legs here. I'll do that for the back one as well. And then we'll use the other green to fill in the other one. There we go. Then we'll take that same green and we'll start coloring in the turtle here. And we're not going to do the pupils of the eyes just yet because we don't want to start making the eyeballs too early because we want to make sure the paint dries around the ovals that we drew. Try to make sure you go around it. We definitely do not want to try to get the green inside the ovals there. Very good. Very nice. Okay. All right. Now, the next one we'll do is the mole. We're going to wait for this one to dry and then we'll add the pupils later on. Okay. All righty. So we'll go ahead and get the mole here. Okay. So first things first, we're going to do the ovals. Okay. So the mole's a little taller. Okay. So we're going to start like a little bit up here, right? We're going to make sure there's enough room here. So we're going to make the oval like so. Remember, we embrace imperfection. You're using watercolor. There's no eraser or anything like that, but it's okay. Imperfection is all right. Okay, we've got our ovals. Now we'll start working on the head and the body. So his head is pretty close to his eyes. So we're gonna do like a, there we go. Start the line here. Come down. His snout. Come here. And then we'll bring it around for a big, wide oval with a flat bottom. Using the brown for this one. And then we'll come around here. Big, round oval. And there we go. Then we'll go ahead and color this one in, right? There we go. Remember not to try to get the paint inside the eyeball. If it happens, it happens. It's totally all good. There we go. Good. Very nice. All right, so then we have the mole's basic body there, yeah. So now what we'll do is we'll start with the mole's feet there. We can either do black or brown again. I'm gonna do brown. Just like little triangles like so. There we go. Then I think we'll do We'll start with the brown a little bit for the stripes. And if you ever are having trouble, feel free to look at your little reference sheet. There we go. We'll do a little black for the snout. There we go. And a little bit of black for the stripes as well, to make sure that they are distinct. Alrighty. Now, before we go to the eyeballs, yet again, we're going to work on something on the individual animals, and we're going to do their little hats. So we're going to go for the black. We'll start with the turtle's hat. Start with a nice little black line first. Then we'll make a semicircle. There we go. He's got a little hat on. There we go. All right. Now we'll do the mole's hat. Thing about Jon Klassen books, he loves hats. He loves giving his little animals hats. They're often very cute, very dapper hats, too. Dapper means like fancy. All right, now they both got their hats on. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll start moving on to doing the eyes, okay? So you're gonna go for the black, and I want you to be very mindful about if you want them to be looking in a direction or center or maybe up, okay? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take the black, keep it nice and solid. I'm gonna have our mole friend looking up. If it goes a little bit out, it's totally okay. It happens. It is watercolor. It is imperfection, the art medium. There we go. Good. And our first one. And then for the turtle, we'll have the turtle give him the side eye a little bit. He did that a few times in the book, so we'll go ahead and do it here too. There we go. Alrighty. Now, after the eyeballs dry, you can feel free to go back around with a little bit of the color around the eyes if you want to. But before we move on from these guys, we definitely want to make sure that we give a little arm to our mole friend. Just like that. That'll be fine. And of course, last but not least, we should do our flower. Just do a little stem, a little circle, and then, of course, last but not least, the petals, which are just little tiny ovals. I'm going to start a little bit away from the actual core of the flower because of the watercolor. There we go. Okay. Then we'll have a little bit of here. Get a little closer. There we go. Come around this side. Get a little closer. Come around on this side. Get a little bit more pink. And get a little closer. Yep. Come around on the opposite side here. There we go. Getting a little closer. And one more. Oop. Splash some pink. All right. And there we go. So you've got your mole, you've got your turtle, and you've got your flower. Yes, indeed. Now, I gave you 2 sheets of paper, just in case you wanted to, redo your mole and your turtle and your flower and stuff like that. If you don't want to, you can feel free to use your second paper for some other things. So if you want to do your snake, you can do that. Or you can do your eyeball. Or you can just do a big rock if you want to. But the rock, I don't think we need a tutorial for the rock. But I'll do a tutorial for the eyeball, okay? So, making sure that we understand. Look at our reference sheet, but I've got my little book right here. So I will open it up just to remind you what our eyeball friend looks like here. Here is our eyeball friend. Yes, indeed. So he's a large oval, but we'll still follow the same strategy that we did for the mole and the turtle. So we'll pick the black, and we'll start with a oval for the eyeball. So the large oval for the eyeball. So like so. As you can see, my paper is turned so it's like vertical. And that'll be the oval for the eye. Now, that said, now that we've got the oval for the eye, we'll take some paint and we'll do the big body that it has, the oval body. If you've ever played Kirby before, some of the early Kirby games had enemies and bosses that looked just like this eyeball with legs. And so if we look at the reference sheet, it has 6 long legs. I think Jon Klassen actually uses watercolor for his artwork, so I think this is very timely that we are using watercolors for this. If he doesn't, it's definitely paint of some kind. And I kind of like how imperfect the legs can be because it's like even more mysterious. It doesn't have to be the same size or anything like that. All right. I'll go ahead and do it around here. I'm running out of black paint. I've been using this specific palette for a while now. There we go. Alrighty. And then we'll make the big old eye. Big old eye. Yep. There we go. Okay. And then if you kind of look, sometimes the eyeball looks like it's got a little yellow. So we'll do a little yellow. Like when he's about to like charge up his beam. I add a little bit of orange too. There we go. Oh, got a little of the. There we go. Yep. Good. And that is that. So if you want to do your eyeball friend on this one, you can. Or you can feel free to do your snake friend if you want to. Or rock. But I will leave that up to you. But that said, that is the end of our Saturday story time and craft. You all did a very good job today. Thank you so much for listening to this wild story and joining in some painting today. Really wanted to not do like the 2 times speed for this one, just to kind of encourage you to like take your time with it. It's very, this is one of those ones where painting something like we use like right in front of us as a reference can take some time. So I wanted to really emphasize that you can take your time with this, okay? So again, well done. Love your artwork. And if you want to share your artwork, feel free to send me an email. Yes, the email that I sent you all for Saturday Storytime and Craft. Feel free to share it with me if you want to. That said, we always love showing off our community and stuff like that. So yeah, show us your work. That said, hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you all next time. Okay? Bye bye.